Hey guys, how you doing? How was your day? How was your weekend? Wonderful, I hope. So it looks like it's just you and me, Matt. That's cool. No worries. I'll give you another link, Matt. There we go. If you want to click that, you can come on and we can talk. But you'll have to close your other screen, otherwise you get an echo. That's cool with me. Just wait to see if anyone else comes in. Rob's running around seriously trying to pack or unpack and pack and repack and get his stuff ready, so I'm not sure whether he's going to turn up or not. Angelique, good evening. How are you doing? Hello, Matt. How you doing?
Doing good, Paul. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Good.
Excellent. That's cool. Got a lonely cap hanging up on my door. Look at the back there. Just see that. Yeah. So I have to be careful where I've got my camera, you know, because this side I've got some stuff over there. I've got a load of diapers, and I'm thinking, oh, I'll spin that around. The cap's better than the diapers. So that's good. So, Matt, did you get? Have you been on a Hangout before, as in like the Sunday night one? I can't hear you. I'm muted now.
There we go. Yeah, I was on the one Wednesday, and I think Tuesday was the last one we did.
Yep.
On the ASINspector.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Well, we used to do these Sunday night hangouts probably about 6-10 months ago, before we really started to get together and do some stuff, you know. And it was really a case of, right, what are we going to talk about tonight, guys? And it was just, you know, just chat, and away we go. So, which was quite good. But during some of those hangouts, we used to cover some really good stuff. But I think it was a case of, we wanted to do one tonight simply because the way the presentation went on the ASINspector wasn't that good. You know, we had a lot of technical issues, so I thought I'd run over that again, just in case anybody wants to have a look at it again. So, have you got ASINspector?
Yeah, I actually purchased it probably just a day or two before we did the first webinar.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's good. Angel, did you get? I know Angel's on here as well. Let me give you the link, Angel. Why don't you come in? Small crowd. Angel, you can come and join us. Well, I know Angel tried to get it, but she had some difficulties trying to get that as well. Click that link above, Angel, then you can come and join us. But I've been using ASINspector for the last week, I guess, and I'm getting my head around it a little bit more. So, which is cool. Finding out, so when I was doing a run through earlier or during the week, I was trying to cover all of the little buttons, all the little aspects, and it was almost teaching as I was going along, so working out as I was going along. But yeah, it's just pretty cool, it's pretty cool. I quite like it. Some of the numbers do differ with Jungle Scout. I was a real Jungle Scout. I was really into that. But now I guess it's really the case of the two. If you're using the two to analyze what you've got, then I think it's a pretty good sort of analysis that you can do. Got a little guest in the back there. What do you want? Sigina. Yeah. Okay, thank you. I brought my little snack up, look. Sticky, we call it sticky rice over here. So very nice. So yeah, that is it's basically it's a pudding rice, and they mix it up with coconut milk and brown sugar and stuff. Very nice.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's good. Some of the food over here is really cool. Really cool. My missus says she's not a good cook, but she is. So that's really good. So, yeah, I haven't spoken to Rob today. We've like missed each other a couple of times, but he did say he was running around like a hedge, just checking these stress factors right up. So, which I can imagine.
Yeah, he's fixing to head out over to, where is it, Taiwan?
No, Thailand.
Or Thailand.
Yeah, he's going to be. He's traveling on Tuesday. He's going to go over to where he is at the moment. He's going to be traveling from there, which is Nashville, over to New York. And then from New York, he'll get the flight in the morning, on Wednesday morning, over to, I think he's got to go to China first, Beijing, and then just change the flight there from Beijing into somewhere else. And then it's at Bangkok, and then from Bangkok onto his final destination. So I think it's like 36 hours traveling some of those.
Man.
So, yeah, that's hard work. That really is hard work. Yeah, that's hard work. I used to, it's just look. Hello, Andrew, how you doing? We can't hear you. No sound from you.
What about now?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
That works. That works. Did you get your ASINspector sorted?
Yes, I did.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Have you got your other window? You got two windows open. You got two Hangouts open. Close your other one.
Thailand.
Bumi?
Yeah. He's going to be traveling on Tuesday. He's going to go wherever he is at the moment. He's going to be traveling.
Paul, are you talking to me about the two Hangouts?
Yeah, you've got two Hangout windows open. Close the original one you came in on. Just have this one open. Otherwise, there's about a minute delay as an echo.
Okay, that's better, right?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot better. Otherwise, it echoes. I'd done that. We were doing a presentation, me and Rob, and I'd done that. I had the window open, and I was getting really confused. It's horrible, not good. And of course, we were presenting, and that was even worse. So never mind. Right, let's dive in. Do you want to have a look at ASINspector, guys? Just have a walk through. Or what do you want to do?
Yeah, if you want to walk us through, would be great.
Yeah, we can do a quick run through.
Yeah, sure. All right, let me share my screen. Let's see what we can do. Now you'll have to bear with me. I've got a 24-inch monitor, but it comes up really small on your end. I know. For some reason, I don't know why. Right, hopefully you can see that. So, give me a subject.
Let's do something with babies.
Yes. Try to keep it. Say again.
Is there a way to make the screen bigger? Like the chat part smaller and the screen itself bigger? Matt, are you able to do that?
I think you are.
I have like the screen that I'm looking at is like 1/3 of my screen, and the rest is just chat page. I'm not sure if I can make it bigger.
I think you can close your or minimize your chat area.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, much better.
That certainly helps.
Okay.
Yeah, is that better? What I've been finding here is if I try and do a search as fairly broad as possible, that allows us to have a look at a lot of potential products. Now, on the Tuesday or the Wednesday, whenever it was, we ran the AMA-Suite beforehand, so that was quite good. But here, what I'm going to try and do is just try and find a product using ASINspector alone, and see what comes of that. And while we're doing that, we can have a look at all of the features on here. Have you got any questions? Just jump in. Okay. So I've pulled up 16 items on here. No idea what some of these are. But what I'm going to do to start with, I'm just going to sort them from biggest to smallest, or largest to smallest, on the revenue. Okay. So we got $35,000 from the first guy. And bearing in mind, these are smaller numbers than what Jungle Scout brings up.
Don't you want
so
to
that's
have
a standalone walker. Say again?
Don't you want to have one specific product that you want to search, or just general?
Well, I'm just trying to find a product at the moment. So what I've done is I searched for baby gifts, because I think gifts or something like that is pretty generic. You can get all sorts of potential products in there that we can have a look at. So the first one is a walker. VTech is a big brand. Baby Aspen, no idea what that brand is. But that just looks like a little throw for a little baby just come out of the bath or something like this. I know Keepsakes, they're pretty big. Beano, that's a brand. Don't want to get into that. Similar type of product there. So what I'm doing is this is just a random list from gifts, and if I see anything I quite like, I just jump in. A moustache pacifier. I know these bandanas, there's so much competition on those bandanas. I know. I've had a look at those before. On this first year, this guy's doing 4,000, so that's quite reasonable. Let's have a look at this product here. See, this guy's doing 32,000. Let's pull it up in a separate window. And get related products. It's in this button in the middle here. That will now bring up related products for that little baby wrap. So straight away out of the 6, we've got 3. Yeah, go on, Matt.
Sorry about that. Is that only in the Pro version that get related products?
I believe so, yes. So we've got some reasonable things here. I quite like, look at that. So let's bring that up. Let's have a look at the listing, see what the listing's like. Because this is one of the big things on can we compete on this is, we've got to have a look at the competition, see what the listing's like, see what the listing is any good or not, see whether you can do better on the listing. I always get this when I'm on a Hangout, my computer goes really slow. So have you got this, guys, Keeper? Do you get this when you scroll down?
No, I think I downloaded it, but I'm not sure if it was already there. I need to check that out.
It's pretty cool. It just it's a free download. You just install it, and it just pops up on all of your listings to just give you that information. So you can basically see here the generic history of the product. So you got the BSR at 434. Amazon price $22.95. We've got some other players in the market at $17.90 and $18.82. Whether they are drop shipping guys or some of the other players in the market, but I reckon there's going to be a number of people selling this product because of that. Let's go and have a look, see if we can actually Alibaba, for example.
Now, Paul, would you say, because I actually had the Jungle Scout also, but I kind of stopped that. Do you think I should have kept it?
I thought that was a one-time payment.
The Jungle Scout?
And if you've got it, you've got it. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think is it necessary still if you have the ASINspector? Because I felt the ASIN was more in depth with all the things that we needed, so to speak.
It is more in depth. You're right. But I like to use Jungle Scout just to, if I'm doing some research on a paper I'm writing or a technical paper or something like this, I use more than one reference point to get my information from, and that's a similar type of thing here. If you're looking at products and you're trying to get as much information as possible to establish whether that product is the right product in order to move forward with as a potential product you want to put in your business. So what I'm tending to do at the moment is look at both at the same time. But one of the things that Rob and I talked about is potentially next Sunday, it'll be his first Sunday in Thailand. We were going to do a Jungle Scout versus ASINspector and see what the pros and cons are. Okay. So we can have a look at that. But anyway, I'm now in Alibaba direct. So and again, that listing, look at that photograph. Then look at the photograph from the supplier in Alibaba. It's exactly the same photograph. So what you could do then is potentially download this photograph, or just search Google for this image. Okay. So if you right-click on a photograph, you should be able to right-click and search Google. There we go. AliExpress. So it's come up with that same picture on AliExpress. So that's a good way of finding a supplier straight away, if people are lazy enough to put the supplier's photograph on their listing. So as we know, AliExpress is ideal for testing out a product. You've got to search through to get the right price. Some of these are $10, $23 there, $6, $15, $41 for something similar. It's like an hour thing, $15. But if you go back over to Alibaba, we know we can get them for $2.68. The difference being your MOQ is going to be higher on Alibaba than it is on AliExpress. AliExpress, you can order one off, two off. So it's basically a similar type of platform to what eBay is, or Amazon even, but in China. It's the sister company of AliExpress. You can list, or people in China can list their own products on there and sell them to individuals, whereas Alibaba is potentially for the larger orders, 500, 3,000 off, 10,000. So this product here, perfect. This is exactly what we're looking for. It's the same product. So we look at that at 268. We're looking at that as, and again, look at this. This is going to be 500 pieces, 1850. Obviously, we don't want to be talking about that. But this guy here is selling exactly the same thing. So if you want to take the price of that 268, we can come back over here, and then we can do the cost analysis of this little product here. My daughter would like that, I'll tell you. 268, yeah, 268. Right, and what this is going to give us is the net payout. Now, from this, we need to take out shipping costs. Now, the reason that the shipping cost is not included in here is the shipping cost could be such a variant that it's very, very difficult to put it into a calculator yourself. So what I tend to use is the calculator we've got in the boot camp, which has an area for shipping on it, and that gives you quite a reasonable figure to work on. So, which is cool. The other thing, like I said, I reckon there's more than one seller on this. So you can see here, there's between 10 and 20 sellers selling that one particular product on that one listing.
Well, let me interrupt you real quick. You said 268, but I see 1790 right there. Which I don't know where you said it, or where you put the 268.
All right, the 1790 is the cost from Amazon.
Is what they sell it for, okay.
Yeah, 1790.
Well, actually,
okay, and that was on the listing over here.
Oh, okay, the cheapest
That's 29. No, it's not. It's 1790. Okay.
Yeah,
so I got 2.68 in there. Why isn't my price going in? 2.68 net payout. Yeah. I think my number caps was off. It is now. Right, so it's selling on Amazon for $7.90. Okay, we can get it from China for $2.68. Amazon fees are $5.50. Net payout is $9.72, and that gives a 362% ROI. Okay, but down here we've got that 10 to 20 sellers. Now these are online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, drop shipping from wherever. So the number of people making up this 32,000 is between 10 and 20 sellers. Okay, so and again, I would not want to get into that because I automatically got 10 to 20 people on that one listing that I need to compete with. So the way around that was to buy that product and make it your own, private label it, give it your own brand name, put your own label on it, put it in its own packaging, like Paul's Baby Robe, and that's the new brand. So I would be the only seller there. Okay, but if you're selling that one particular product, which is, I'm not sure whether the Baby Aspen is a big brand name. I don't know that brand name if it is, but that could be the reason why you've got a number of sellers selling that particular product, because it is a big brand name. Okay, if it's not patented, I'm assuming this is not patented. It's just a kiddie's robe with a little sharky thing on it. You could brand that yourself. You know, you could go to the manufacturer over here in Alibaba and say, look, Mr. Alibaba, can you make this Paul's baby robe, please? They may say no. You know, so I have dealt with a number of suppliers in China telling me, no, you can't do that because this is patented and baby aspirin ownless. But we'll give you something similar, but it won't be exactly the same. So, which is cool. Other sellers won't tell you anything, and you get yourself into trouble if that is the case. So, anyway, let's go back and have a look at some of these other aspects on here. So we've had a look at Alibaba. We've had a look at AliExpress. You've got a little equals sign here. So if we look at that, we can also see where else it's being sold. It is being sold on eBay for $31.90 instead of $17.90, which is quite a big difference. But it's not found on Walmart or Target. So that's why I'd question this. Is it a big brand name or not? I'd need to go and do some more research. Okay. Now, where is that product being? If you look under the categories, it's got a little blue icon here. If you press that, that would give you the categories that this can be found in. In other words, where people are listing it or where they have put the node. So bath and hoodie towels, where you assume that, wash clothes and towels, bathing and skincare, top categories obviously, baby products. So this is the area that I like to have a look at with respect to where do I post my next product. If I'm doing a baby towel or something like this, where can I list it to get my advantage? So you've got the advantage over everybody else. You know, I wouldn't necessarily list it in baby bathing items, whatever. You know, potentially go up and around and look at other, you know, bath and skincare. That may be a better category to list that product in because there may be less competitors in that niche. Okay.
Now, is that something Amazon will come back and slap your hands for if it's too far off on the category?
If you're too far off the mark, yes, they will. But if it's, for example, I'd tell this because it's recent find. I was just doing this random search, you know, when I first got ASINspector, and I come across some kitchen shears, you know, it's like the heavy-duty scissors for chopping up your chicken and things like this. And there was the little kitchen. Another one was listed in home care, and it was like sewing. I can't remember what the category was, but it's, yes, you could use them. You could use the scissors to cut your cloth and cut your dress, obviously, and that's why they listed it. And they were making a lot more money than the guys in kitchen. You know, so I think that's a smart idea. So, and ASINspector gives you that. Yeah, some of the others don't. So, which is cool. Let's go back over to the main listing here. Now, on the keywords, obviously we've got the little key symbol here. We can have a look at that to see what the main keywords that are being used within Amazon for that particular product. Now, it all seems to be baby aspirin, so again, question mark on that brand, but everything else is gift set, boys, gift set, 5 little monkeys, set, shot, basket, bundle, girl, dreams, and again, different nodes that these guys recommend as books, toys and games. Now, books, now this is a typical one, Matt, where if you try to list that bathrobe under books, I think Amazon would come back and tell you, you've got the wrong node. Please relist, because that is so far off the mark. But the rest of them you could get away with. Toys and games, potentially, yep. So that's quite a neat little feature. One of the other ones that I quite like on here is this little share symbol here. And it's not used for sharing, but it's frequently bought together. Now it'll tell us what is frequently bought with that one particular product. Now a lot of people in the group, or a lot of people that on the Amazon business, they like to do a lot of bundles, to differentiate themselves. And this is a perfect way to find out what is currently being sold on a popular basis with something else. And this is ideal. Now it looks like Baby Aspen has booties, which is fair enough. Only doing 8,000. Let's have a look at something else down this. Otherwise, we can do another quick search so we can get some more. This first year.
Paul, how long is a patent actually secured to where if you created a patent, for instance, today, how long can I wait to take that same product and then modify it accordingly, and I won't get in trouble? Do you know anything about that?
Say that again, just to make sure I understand it.
Okay, let's say you have a patent. You created a patent today, a product patent. How long do I have to wait not to be able to touch that product and modify it to where I can take that same product, modify it with whatever else in addition or something, or take it away, or to different things, products, that are used on it, and I won't get in trouble for that?
Okay, I understand what you're saying. So you found a product, the product's patented, you really like that, so you want to invest in changing that product so it doesn't infringe the patent.
Right.
Yep, okay. Yep, that is possible. That is possible to do, and I think a lot of people do that. But depending on what the product is, there's going to take quite a bit of investment in order to do that. Now, like I say, depending on what the product is, if you've got an electronics component or a plastic housing component, that's going to entail some tooling. Now, even tooling in China is going to set you back about $10,000.
Oh wow!
So I've been doing tooling in China for the past 19, 20 years, and that's my background. So. I guess it is possible if you've got something that is simpler to do, like this photo frame, for example. If this photo frame was patented and it says right on this if you find a product patent, right, within that patent you have to. There's different levels of patent, and depending on how deep that patent goes, they will describe absolutely every detail and everything else it could potentially be used for in order to protect their idea. So if you can think of something outside of that, then you're okay. So if you had this photo frame, for example, turning it on its side would not count, okay? Because it's still giving the same idea. It's got the main image in the front. It's got the 12 images around the side for once, January, February, March, whatever, or month 1, 2, 3. Turning it on its side, it still gives you that, so that's still infringing the patent. If you were to say you could bring these out on a 3D and they're all on a spring, now that's an idea. You could actually do that, because I don't think that would be listed on the original patent. But how much would it cost you? I don't know. It cost you several thousand. It would cost you several $1,000s potentially, because the manufacturer of picture frames would have to develop your product. But once you've got it, you can you could file for a patent on your new product.
Right.
Now, filing for a patent costs you between $300 and several $1,000s, depending on what it is. And once it's in there pending, or patent pending, that can take up to 3 years to come through. but at least you've got patent pending. So as long as you've got that, it's okay. A trademark, if you want to register a trademark, you have to be selling that product within 6 months. Otherwise, you have to re-register and give reasons why you're not selling using that trademark name. But again, that's relatively cheap to do that. Again, it's just a few $100s to register. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
So, but be careful if you're thinking about selling a patented product. You may get away with it for a short time. Potentially, you won't long term. Because depending on how strict the people that own that patent are. So anyway, let's have a look at this. It's a reasonable product. It's a pretty poor listing. Again, quite a few sellers on here, I imagine. There's a few prices, 15 down to $9.99. And again, this is where ASINspector is copying the idea of frequently bought. So we've got the first 100 words, and we've got this little kiddies game thing here. But can we buy this? You know, is it worth getting into? Where was it? See, this is the thing. Double click that. No. Yeah, double click that. That turns yellow, so you can't lose your space. So you know where you are now. So let's go and have a look on Alibaba. Let's see what that's like. Over here, and one would assume that we're going to find quite a few of these. Or not. Like I said, we just sometimes have to picture frame. So we've got different types here. Yeah, we've got the wooden one. That's not the same, but that's pretty much the same.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. So $3.50 to $6 depending. Okay. See what else there is. Got one down here again. That's $4 to $6. 500 pieces minimum order quantity. So that's quite encouraging. So call it $6. Let's go back in there and see what the pricing is like. Is it worthwhile getting into? Let's just put in 3, getting that payout. Now, if this is selling for $9.99 and we're buying it for 3, the ROI is only 59%. Okay, bearing in mind you need to add shipping costs in there, I would say this is not a good product to go with.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see how ASINspector is allowing us to quickly analyze whether it's a good product or not.
Yeah, how much would you say the ROI should be? I mean, at the minimum.
As an ROI, return on investment, I want to look at 100% from these figures here. Simply because you need money for shipping, you need money for advertising. So if your margin is too slim, you're going to end up with nothing. You're going to be either it's not going to be worthwhile selling it because you're only making $1 or $2 per item or less. You're going to be running at a loss potentially, and that's not the ideal product to be in. So, but if this was 19, for example, it's not going to allow me to pick it up. But if that was $19.99, for example, rerun the figures. See, that now makes sense. Yeah, because it's now 343, so we get $10, just over $10 back. Now, bearing in mind, you need to take out shipping, and you need to take out how many promos you're giving away, how much you're going to spend on pay-per-click, everything like this. So I would say minimum is 100% ROI based upon this little calculator here. Because anything less than that, it's going to be really tight. You're not going to make that much money. No. Some of the ones I've had a look at during the research have been 700, 800 ROI. Yeah, simply because it's a crazy price on Alibaba or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But that one at 57, I would say that was too low. So this is not, that baby picture frame is no good. It's not a good one to get into. You got to be careful with baby stuff. You know, you got to follow the rules and regulations, simply because if it's ingested by a little baby and the baby's got that choking hazard, yeah, it can be very, very dodgy.
Right.
Now, one of the things I like to look at is, let's put a filter in. So anything, $17. 17. Come on, Paul. So that cuts it down quite a bit. So now we know that all of these should be, assuming that we can get the products. So the keepsake. So turn that yellow to see where we are. Because one of the products I did find in baby is, you know, when you get the firstborn, you can get a footprint either printed, or you can put it into a clay thing. You know, so one of these baby keepsakes, they were quite good sellers. So these little gift sets down here, I'm not sure that's suitable for a little baby. Little hip flask. So I would say now, let's just move on, because I'm not finding anything in this particular area that I like. You know, I quite like that little baby wrap, but there's too many people looking at it. So if we clear the filters and get rid of that. So I can't think of anything else. So this little light bulb down here, that's turned up quite a few nice little surprises. Not sure whether you've tried this yet, but trademark poker 16-inch deluxe roulette set with accessories. No idea what that is. Let's go and have a look. Let's close some of these other windows. Well, they're not selling a lot, so let's move on. Spin the wheel. Wooden sliding door. I'm assuming that's going to be too big. Stainless steel manicured toenail nail trimmers. Let's have a look at that. 3-piece. I used to buy these when I was in China. I lived in Shanghai for 4 years. That was quite cool. So again, looking at the estimated revenue, it's not an area I really want to get into. $190 a month. I'd certainly want more than that. Flame retardant quilted mitts. Sound like the oven gloves to me. So you can just spin this and just find yourself a new product. And just dive in. See if it's worthwhile. $1,000 a month. No good. Let's look at mixer.
That's very heavy. I don't think
It is, yeah. So look down here. See, one of these. So what's the keyword there? Hand blender. That's what I was thinking of.
It's electric, then we want to stay away from electric, right?
Ideally, yeah. I'm just going to have a look at this from a ASINspector point of view. Yeah, you're right. This is how many products have you got listed at the moment?
Hey, me?
Yeah.
Still working on my first one. I'm actually about ready to order. Just got to run some more numbers and get the shipping price down.
All right. That's cool. I was I joined up ASM about this time last year because I didn't know any better. Which is a cool course. Yeah, it's a cool course. I'm still in it and still getting a lot of money, but it cost an absolute fortune to get into. But I managed to pick up. Back then, I didn't have any of these analysis tools, you know, and it was all done by hand. It was all done by gut feel, you know. And you look at a product, you didn't have anything to go on. You had no idea what the estimated revenue was. You didn't know how much was being made in the whole front page, 2 pages. You didn't have any of that information whatsoever. And consequently, I picked measuring spoons. I don't know why I did. I just did, you know. But what was on my first? Let me hit a button here while we're chatting. On my first product search, I came up with the glass coffee grinder. All right, and someone said to me, "Oh, it's glass. You know that could break." And he put me off the products. To be fair, yeah, potentially they could break, you know. But I think if I'd have gone for that, I'd have been in potentially a different position than measuring spoons. Because those measuring spoons, looking at it now, there's no money in them. There's no money in them at all. So I just got shot of them. And I've sold out now. I got rid of 500 in about 10 weeks, which is cool. Right, so look at these prices here.
That's interesting.
This is quite good, you know. All right, admittedly, this is an electronics product or electrical product, which would probably not be the ideal first product or second product, but there's no reason why you should be thinking about this for product number 5, 6, or 7. You know, once you got the established, once you know what you're doing, once you've got some history with Amazon, once you've got that good rating with them, if you get a few returns, it's not going to kill you. Yeah, whereas on your first product, if you start to get returns after the first product, Amazon's going to say, hold on a minute, you're a serious seller or not? Because all you're doing is just getting return after return after return. So, but anyway, look at the numbers on this: 60,000, 48,000, 30, 20, 20, 20. Breville, top brand. Cuisine Art, it's a brand, I know. Hamilton Beach is a brand. Conair, Cuisine Art again. This guy, I'm assuming, is a private label guy. Procter Selects.
No, it's a brand.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah, you see, it's not a brand in the UK or the Philippines. That's why I didn't recognise it. Hold on. All Clad. What about All Clad? Come on, we've got to find one here that's this the private label job. Right, he's got 230 units being sold a month, thereabouts. He's only got 66 reviews. Now that's really cool. That's really cool. I can't believe he's selling that for $80. I'll double click this so we can keep an eye where we are. And I'm sure you can private label this quite easily. Yeah, there's a ton of them available. So this hand mixer. This is a set. Potentially we're just after the single. Single healer is $6. This one here, $4.80. Okay. Throw your name on it. Just get that printed on there. You got a home run with this particular product. $6. What else we got? Similar type of thing now. So this is readily available, and I think they can be private labeled quite well. $25 for the complete set there. So it's a little mini blender. So call it $6. What are we into if we're buying that for $6? If this guy's selling it for $80, you watch your ROI on this one. $958% return on investment.
Not bad.
Okay, that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. But there's 20 to 30 sellers selling that. So there's potentially 20 or 30 sellers out there selling that particular product. Oh, I'm not sure. See, I don't know. I quite like this. So, assuming that we were seasoned sellers, let's shift forward 6 to 10 months. I'm going to pull that up, get a keyword, go back into Amazon, and see what the marketplace is like. Yeah. So I'm just going to call it. It's basically a hand blender we were looking for, wasn't it? Which we got over here. Hand blender. Right, this is only bringing up 467 results. See that there? 467 results for that search term, for that keyword. Okay, so if somebody put in hand blender when they're looking to buy something, they would come up with this. Okay, so what I'd like to do now is just go down, have a look on page 2, see what it's like on page 2. And if we're getting the same, there's quite a variance in the designs. We saw some of these, didn't we? It's like $20 or whatever. So you can see there's a tremendous amount. Look at this guy here. Look. Okay, it's a blender bottle. It's basically, I think he's one of the top guys selling this. He's listed under hand blenders, because it's got this shaking little ball in here, and it is literally a hand blender. You shake it for your thick shakes. Look how many reviews this guy's got. 10,000 reviews. I believe he's the #1 guy in this particular product. It's your whisk, little mini whisk, slightly different. Let's go to page 6. You know this little shortcut up here in the URL. Yeah, just search along. Okay, this is quite a long URL, but you'll see page equals 2. Okay, so if you change that to 6, and that'll just take you directly to page 6 instead of going next. Okay. So, Rob and I believe that if we're still seeing stuff on page 6 with high numbers of reviews, it's not particularly a good area to get into. But he's got 1 review, 8 reviews, 2 reviews, 3, 1, 48, 73. These are still good numbers. You know, is it the same product? Well, we've got a few mixed up in the bag here. We've got a whisk there. We've got some sports bottles there. But all of these reviews are quite low. So in other words, you could come within a week, bypass these guys straight away. No problem. How difficult do you think it is to get more than 2 reviews? It will probably take you a month to get about 40. A couple of months probably to get 40 reviews. But some of these are quite low. So you could jump up on here, looking at certain keywords. You know, you can actually make headway in this particular product. Just for the sake of it, I want to go back to page 1.
What is the maximum
Okay.
number that you want to go to where you still see the product?
The maximum number of pages.
Yeah.
If you go to page 10 and you're still seeing the same old stuff repeated time and time again, that's 160 competitors in front of you because they've already launched and you haven't. So I would say if you're seeing the same thing listed on page 10, it's just too many. It's too much competition.
So if it stops at page 6, you're still good?
Page 6 is all right. Because that's a reasonable amount. Jason, hello. Yes, you're right. It is awesome product, and it's one of those that very competitive. If you want to get into that now, it's probably too late. So it's one of those things that a year ago was perfect product to get into. Well, I'm now back on page 1. Am I? Just check. Yes. This was the results for page 1. We've got 60 right down to 1,400. Jungle Scout, you're talking earlier, Angel, with respect to do you keep Jungle Scout or not. I just like to run Jungle Scout beside it just to see what it's like. See what the numbers differ. Because a lot of the complaints are, Jungle Scout's miles out compared to ASINspector. It's totally different. They are, because they're using different programming algorithms in order to get their figures. So just wait for that to stop spinning. So, some of the products are, I work with an inspection company in China. I'm their senior consultant, and some of the clients that we have are big Amazon players. 5,000 items on their store type of thing, and a lot of those products are being sold in stores outside of Amazon, as well as they're on their own Shopify site, for example, Shopify, and they're being sold everywhere. Yeah, and Jason just made the point that those water bottles are being sold everywhere, not just on Amazon. So you can see the revenue on Amazon is incredible, but that's just a small percentage of their business turnover, as it were. And I think once you get to a certain size within your business, I think it is the right thing to do to move some of the risk out of Amazon and move it onto your own store and potentially start to sell that in wholesale places and see if you can deal with Walmart and such like. Right, here we go. I've now got exactly the same because I've just done the largest down to the smallest. This cuisine art, okay? This one we're seeing here. Just to double check, make sure we're seeing the right thing. No, they've even got the numbers different from ranking here. 48,000. Got this cuisine smart stick, okay? 48,000 on ASINspector. Where's my Jungle Scout? Here it is. Smart stick, $123,000. So you can see the difference there is huge between Jungle Scout and ASINspector. And this is one of the issues that people bring up all the time. Now, my view on it is data is data, and I can use that data. I'm not necessarily looking at purely the revenue. To me, this is quite a good product to get into, simply because, assuming I don't want to take the risk with electronics or electrical products, simply because there's not that many players. The revenue is quite good. The number of reviews is reasonable enough in order to attack. So if you look at the reviews here, 900, forget it. You're not going to get this guy. 2,800, forget it. 400, 600, no good. 49, could you get 49 reviews? I think so. This guy's doing 24 grand. According to Jungle Scout. 10 reviews. I could get 10 reviews. I've got more 10 reviews than that, and I've been only up and running for a few weeks. 9 reviews, for sure. I can attack these guys. They're doing 16 grand a month. You see what I'm saying? So use the information in order to establish not just the revenue. So if we go back there, let's have a look at the guy with the 10 reviews. That, again, cuisine, different model. One would assume it's the 77 FR. Let's have a look for the cuisine 77 FR. That's the 75. Maybe easy to look for the number of reviews. There it is, look, up here. 21,000 revenue. Over here is doing 25, so that's close. So you've got 21 versus 25 on the revenue aspect. So it's one of those things that you need to look at as a total overall picture when you are looking at trying to find a product. Another one to look at is who's selling it. Amazon. Amazon dominate this particular category on the first page at least. Is that an issue? Potentially not. If you had Amazon from 1 to 16 or 1 to 24, then potentially yes. Yeah, and if this is all brand orientated, then potentially yes. Yeah, because that would be very, very difficult to break into that market if you're attacking Amazon themselves or the top brands. So where else is Cuisine Art? Where else is that being sold? Is that being sold in Walmart? So you can now go in and check. So a lot of the people that use this are not just private label sellers or white label sellers. There are arbitrage people. So they're walking around the stores and they're trying to identify particular products that they can use. So yes, it is. It's clearly being sold on Walmart. For 9, what was it being sold over here? $42. So it's all thereabouts. Yeah, I guess it's being sold everywhere, Jason. But one of the neat features over on here, and I don't see any other product doing this. If you go into Walmart itself, peppermill. Jason's far too technical. It's a Cuisine Art. Very cool. Right, peppermills. This is what Walmart sell. Okay, various different random. Now, if we just press ASINspector, it's just going to grab all the information. obviously it's taken a little while to populate that, but it's just pulling up 20 different items now. And what you can do now is just analyze direct from Walmart and straight into ASINspector to see what it's like. And I haven't seen it yet, but apparently there's going to be an app that you can download onto your phone, onto your smartphone, and when you're out and about, you can take an image of your product scan or your barcode. When you come back home, you can then upload it into, or it automatically uploads into ASINspector, and you can get the analysis on that product that you've scanned. Or if you've got a ton of ASINs, the codes, you can import those. So if you've got your ASIN numbers in a spreadsheet or something like that, you can then upload them in one hit by using this import feature here. So you can then copy paste, or you can upload the file, and that will do the same thing. So you can keep an eye on all of your products, your competitors' products. That's one way to do that. So you can track and monitor what your competitors are doing. So we went into Walmart and had a look at pepper mills, and some of them doing, not many are doing very well. But basically, it gives you so much more analysis at your fingertips than many other programs out there. Camel, camel, camel. And again, this is another part of Pro that they're going to give in, will be its own tracking tool. And again, you can track your products or your competitors' products instead of just using camel, 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 which is at the moment the only thing that's giving that within ASINspector. But apparently they're going to be uploading that in the short, distant future. So you can see here where this guy here has been selling. He's got little blips. Now these are either promos or he's protecting his product because he's running out of stock. The down dips are clearly promos. Yeah, what's happening there? The up strikes are either he's looking at potentially, well, I reckon because just before here he had a really good blast and he's knocking them out for $14.99, and then he said to, oh, no, I'm running out, so increase the price, see if he can slow down the velocity. And that potentially has worked because, well, I don't know whether it's worked because he's doing it again here. Price is all over the place. Yeah. So what I like to see is a nice steady price if you're looking at something. So, which is cool. Right, Aaron's joined us. Hello, Aaron. How you doing? Hey, Paul, when you have a chance, can you help me with something not regarding to ASIN? Issues with payment for my product. Yes, let's touch on that outside of this, Aaron. That's no problems. We can do that. So that's camel, camel, camel. That basically tracks where you are. Keyword trends for this particular product. There's a little eyeglass down here. Not enough search volume. Well, let's give it some search volume. Let's run that one again because that was quite good. I closed that down. All right, while that's potentially loading, yeah, another neat little feature down here is Google Trends. Now, when that comes up, that will not only give us the trend, which is sort of an uptrend, but you can see it is very much you can see Christmas is a big selling time. December 2013, February right down, December right up again, January, February right down. So if you're going to sell this, make sure you get it in now and sell it for December. But the smart thing about this, again, this is a secondary where you can get a lot of your keywords. So if you're struggling to find out keywords, if you haven't got merchant words or anything like this, and again, this will just give you blender, hand blender, immersion, hand immersion, so stick blender. So some of these keywords that you may not necessarily think about, that's pulling them up here as well. So remember, we had it in when we were looking for pricing, and we've got it on these trends now. So yeah, I think this is quite brand orientated, this particular product. So anyway, that was a quick run through. We didn't really find anything too serious or too exciting to get out, get your credit cards out or anything, then go and buy a ton of stock. But it allows you to quickly analyze potentially what is there, what is not there. My preferred route is still to have a look at and run AMASuite. Once I've run AMASuite on a number of different subcategories, then run the results from the AMASuite through here to see what they're like. Now I think what we've done on Wednesday with little earplugs, that was exactly what I've done. I ran AMASuite to start with, and then we looked at ASINspector for those particular products, and from there I think we managed to get 2 products on the shortlist. Now I always like to get about 5 products on a shortlist. If you're looking at products, you're going through it at the moment, you don't pick the first product you find and go with it. You've got to analyze. So, okay, I've got measuring spoons. What else? Got silicone spatulas. I quite like the pepper grinders. What about this hand blender? What about the milkshake bottle? So you've got 5 products on there, and you go through them, go through each of them. And it's not just about ASINspector. You've got to start talking to the suppliers and see what negotiation you can actually come up with. What's the best price? Can you private label it? What is the MOQ that you can work with? What about your packaging on there? All of these aspects come into it with respect to trying to find that one product you're going to move forward with. So it's really a case of, and Matt, you said you're doing that at the moment, just working through those final last little steps. And one would assume those are those final steps that you're looking at the moment. And it's not just a case of throwing a dart at a table of products. You've really got to be more scientific about it. And these tools just help you. These tools are just help you go through what was certainly not available a year ago. Life is just so much easier now. All right, picking a product is not an easy part. But with these tools in place, it's a lot easier to be able to find the better product in order to move forward with than what it was 6 months to a year ago, for sure. Did that help? I know I rambled on a bit, and we looked at some various different products that were no good, but at least you could see why they were no good and what the numbers gave you. And it is a time process. It just takes time to go through this. Anyone that picks a product overnight is seriously lucky, or they're going to come unstuck because they haven't spent the time analyzing it, basically. Anything to add, Matt? Angel?
No, nothing to add, but a quick question. Do you know if there's a way we can just do an upgrade from the ASINspector standard to the Pro Because right now I have the standard version, but I'd like to get the Pro version.
Make it quick. Yeah, that's my advice, because I know the price is going to go up just in a couple of days' time. Okay, so what I would do is put an email into support, and I believe that is info@ASINspector.com. Contact them and say, yes, I'd like the upgrade, please. But do it. I would see. I saw an email coming today and said, well, we've only got a couple of days left of the launch week, and I believe past this 1 week they're going to increase the price.
Gotcha.
So I would suggest you do that now, or sooner rather than later. What it's going to go up to, I'm not sure, but the rumor is it's going to go up. So, but I quite like it. I quite like ASINspector. Yeah, to start with, I had ASINspector like yourself, Matt. Then we upgraded to Pro. Pro gives us so much more, and I believe they're going to be upgrading it all the time. All the time. Now, I got asked a question from someone within the group actually only today, with respect to there's 97 a year, but it's 97 every year, which is all right, because it's a tool, right, and it's for the business, and one would assume that after a year you're going to be a little bit more successful than when you started out as ground zero, and paying for some tools along the way should be all right. Whereas Jungle Scout is a one-off payment. If you got it, you got it. You know, that's why I understand. But I don't mind paying subscriptions for things that help me out in the business, that allow me to move forward quicker. You know, when I first started, I took literally 10 months. I had one product, and those one products was measuring spoons. You know, and I was banging my head against the wall. I didn't really know what to do. Now, you know, I've got 4 new products on order, and they'll all be up and running before Christmas. You know, so I'm actually moving forward because I'm learning more as I'm going along. I've got better tools in place so I can quickly analyze. You know, so I've got a business partner in China. I'm also doing a couple of things with Rob. You know, we can make the decisions a lot quicker. Whereas before, it just takes forever. It just takes forever to get any sense with respect to, is this the right product or not. But now it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier. So I don't mind paying for these tools if they're going to help me move forward in my business. So I hope that was cool.
Yeah, the systems are pretty cool, that's for sure. It's just very difficult, I think, to find the right product. I've been playing with it for a while now.
It's not easy. It is probably the most difficult part of this business. Is trying to. It's either trying to find the right product. Now, trying to find the right product is very, very difficult. But actually getting your mind around, is this the right product? It's just as difficult with respect to physically, is this the right product? You know what I mean? You know, so you can, on paper, you can look at it and you think, yes, yeah, the numbers look good, but I really don't like that product. Personally, you know, it's sometimes that is quite difficult to get past. Or, you know, I love my product because my mum had one and it's fantastic and it's great, but the numbers are not that great. But I'm sure I can make it work. You know, I'm sure I can make it work. And again, this is just as bad as getting stuck. You know, paralysis by analysis. You know, everyone's heard that term. It's very true. It's very true. A lot of people get stuck. They just get stuck. You know, and I think one of the key things is you, based upon all the analysis that you're going to do from your shortlist, you should be able to have 2 products on there where you could potentially flip a coin, heads will go this way, tails will go that way, and both of those products should be good enough to go with. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people just can't figure it out. Well, yeah, so that's going to make me $2 more. There's like 3 more people in the competition. Well, guess what? By the time you've analysed that for another week, for another month, it's going to be another 100 people in there. Because they've seen the opportunity and they've actually taken the decision to go for it, whereas you've just been sitting there going, do I, don't I, do I, don't I? Or I'm not sure, I'm not sure. And by the time you pull the trigger, potentially it's too late because you've now got 100 more people selling that product, which I've seen. I've seen that happen. So, you're right, it's not an easy process. It's not an easy process.
Yeah,
it's really not.
That you like?
Sorry, Angela, I was talking over you, sorry.
Do you have specific categories that you say, well, these are my 5 favorite categories where I do find, specific products that are a success in Amazon?
There are better categories than others. Yeah. So hold on, let me try and show you what I mean. FBA toolkit. Now on here, yeah, these are all the categories.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got toys and games, health and personal care, kitchen and dining. From left again, we've got beauty, home and kitchen, groceries and gourmet food, office products. And we've got left again, we've got pet supplies, home improvement, sports and outdoors, industrial and scientific. We've got clothing, etc., etc. We've got all of these different products there. How do you know which one's better than the others? Let's have a look. Toys and games. Okay. On the blue line, it's sales per day.
Okay.
All right. So we've got 54 sales per day. I think it's an average of 68.3 or 13. Sales per day, that goes from 0.1 up to 1,000. Okay. So if you put in your estimated sales per day for the rank of, so if I put in there, I'd like to be in a position where I'm ranked 1,000 in toys and games. This is, you can't drill down on this. This is top level stuff. So you put in there, my keyboard's not working. 1,000. Press go. So again, this is just, these numbers are out, I know, but we've just had a look at 2 variants that are different. So estimated sales per day, if you're at a rank of 1,000, you're going to be 24, okay, over the 30-day period. So it's 24 sales a day, average, okay. If you come over here into office products, for example, and I say, right, what I'm going to do now is on the same rank, 1,000. Go. Over the last, this is per day, 2 sales a day. All right, 2 sales a day at a rank of 1,000. Up here, toys and games, if I'm on rank 1,000, I'm selling 24 products a day. All right, so which do you think is the best category to go in?
The first one, toys and games.
Yeah, it's going to be toys and games. Yeah, and the way to do that is simply on here. And this is a free, I think you have to register, but it's basically free. Some of the numbers are out, okay? Some of the numbers are out. We know that, yeah? But sort of view details, what does that mean? Let's view details of toys and games. I'll show you another neat trick this does as well. Okay, so this is a breakdown of what we put in there. sales per day, it's averaging around here. And we come down and have a look at this. This is the breakdown of what that is. So 12, 165. Peppa Pig is doing well, obviously. 17, 451. The fashion headbands not doing very well. So 130. VTech, well, we know that's a good kiddies brand. 232 down here. Halloween novelty toy is doing great. 115. Original Stomp Rocket. I've seen those in action. They're quite cool. Lost a pair of rubbers. We're okay. Over here they call them rubber shoes. They're now trainers, yeah? Rubber shoes. So Peppa Pig. Right, what I'm gonna do now is take the ASIN number. All right, let me have a look at that ASIN number there. I'm gonna copy that. Just gonna go back. Okay. If I go in here, so I check if product. I'm gonna throw the ASIN number in there. And just go. Right, and what this will give us is returning customer. You got to log in. Let me log in quickly. This one then. This one then. No, doesn't like it. So basically, I haven't been in there for about a year now. But what you can do is, let me get rid of the login. And what they'll tell you is basically similar to what Jungle Scout will do. Tell you how many sales and what the revenue is like on that. Okay, so that's that part there. Obviously need to re-register because I haven't done so for such a long time. So you can see on here some of the categories are listed in hundreds. If there's anything listed in 1,000, that's one of the better products to be in, or better categories to be in. They're saying that some of the ones are not so much as 10. So you can put in there 1,000 BSR. What's that going to give you? You're going to do 6 a day, versus what it was up here on toys and games. Now, I'm not in toys and games. Another one is outdoors, and I believe is another good one. But you can see some of these watches, 10 a day. All right, some of the value of the products may be higher, but your velocity is not going to be as good. Software is counted in ones. Computer accessories counted in tens, but the volume is going to be lower, but your selling price is going to be higher per unit potentially. Cell phone accessories, very, very competitive market to be in. Okay. So sports and outdoors is another one. It's measured in 1,000. So again, if we're doing 1,000 BSR, you can expect to sell roughly 13 a day. There or thereabouts. Okay, so that's just another little tool for your arsenal that is free. You just need to register. I need to re-register. It just helps you do some analysis work. So, which is cool. But yeah, I haven't used this for a long time, but it's been around for ages. It's been cool, and it works. Got any questions on the membership area or anything, Matt?
No, not right yet.
All right, that's cool. There's loads of stuff in there. It's what I use when I'm doing mine is the FBA calculator. You do a quick search for that inside the membership area. It allows you to do all of this information. It allows you to put the shipping price in. Now you can get a quick estimate from whoever you want from there. You can also go and have a look at Freightio. They've got a quick calculator on the front page, which is cool. Put your shipping cost in, put your printing costs in, your packaging costs, and again, that will give you an ROI. That will give you a break-even point, and that will give you basically what you're going to make on the product. So what I'm doing as well is trying to get a new spreadsheet up, or on addition to that, to include your pay-per-click and your giveaways, to see where you are after 6 months, for example. So
yeah, that's been real helpful when I've been negotiating prices with different suppliers. I can tell pretty much anymore right off the bat if the price they're quoting me is not going to work, or if, hey, we're getting closer to the strike zone for what I'm going to need in order to make a profit. So it's been really helpful.
Good. It does help, because sometimes unless you've got the comparison, unless you know where you are, you don't know. You don't know whether it's going to be worthwhile jumping in or not. So, which is a key thing. A key thing. You need to understand how much you're going to make. So, Angel dropped off. So, all right, that's probably about it for myself. Hour and a half in. It's been quite a tight knit hangout between 2 and 6 people, I think. So on and off.
We're at 7 now.
So yeah, it's just cool. So yeah, but basically what we try and do, if I can't make it every Sunday. A lot of people can't make it every Sunday, but either between myself or Rob, we'll try and find a product every Sunday. Yeah, today I think we struck out. But what I'd do is next week what I'm trying to do is Jungle Scout versus ASINspector. I think that'll be quite cool. But after that, what I'll do is I shall run some AMA-Suite beforehand, and probably do about 10 subcategories in. And what I want to do is just work from the top to the bottom. Because we've already done, I've done diabetes care or something like this on Wednesday. Have a look at that. I've never looked at that before. What did it come up with? Earbuds. So it's something like that. But if I can run AMA-Suite beforehand, that would give us the preview page on 100 products thereabouts, and allow us to then go in and analyze it. And if we can pick some products between us, keep it within the group, how cool is that? If we can't pick anything, at least we've learned something along the way. So that'll be cool. So, and these again, I shall stress, this is not products to go out and go and run and go and buy. These are products you need to put on your short list in order to do some more research yourself. If we decide that they're any good, So I think tonight we come close, but I don't think there was any products there I put on my short list. But a short list is, probably at the stage where you're at, Matt, you go and talk to a supplier and you have that conversation with them and you try and get the best deal you can. And it may fall over. I read somewhere today that someone was so convinced that their product was right, they actually left their job and got a job somewhere else because this is it. And all of a sudden, when they rerun the numbers, they put the shipping cost in, and all of a sudden they were making something like 20 cents per product, and the guy had already jacked his job in, and now he can't pay the rent and stuff like this. He's like, please, somebody learn from my mistake, So
that's what I found out with my product.
Yes, sometimes it looks good. Like I was saying, if I'd have had the analysis tools that are available now when I first started, I wouldn't have picked measuring spoons, for sure. No. For sure I wouldn't. But anyway, I managed to get over that issue, and I managed to shift them and make it a bit of a profit, I must say. So small amount of profit. But
Lucky dog, you came out ahead.
Yeah, I know. I was. It was almost. I said to my missus, you know what, just write this one off, you know. But so I got together with Rob, we banged the heads together, and we managed to come up with a solution that I managed to come out on top. So not really enough to make a dent, but it's one of those things that it could have gone horribly wrong the other way. So, and it does. I see so many people. It's not good. Jason, yes, let's talk. By the way, and it's one of those things where, I say, some people can just fall across a product because it's the right timing. I say, look, 18 months ago, if you've gone into water bottles 18 months ago, you're a rock star. And I know somebody. I've never spoken to the guy, but I know him through somebody else, and I've introduced him through somebody else to somebody else. He's on 60 grand a month on that particular product, or thereabouts. It ranges between 40 and 60 depending on the month and how he's doing, because he got in at the right time. And it's one of these things. I've got a business partner in China, and he's a French guy. He lives in Canada, runs a business in China. But anyway, he's on the ground, and I've now got the fortunate contact of having a team working for me in China. And I send them out to the shows. They've got the Canton Fair at the moment. They've also got some other smaller shows throughout the year, and they're always going down there. And they went round there last week, and I was staying up, and while he was going around the show, he was taking photographs of products. He was sending me the photographs. I was running them through ASINspector and Jungle Scout to see whether those products were worthwhile. And I think he came up with 30 different products. I think 3 of them we're going to investigate a little bit more. The others, wow. No good. No good. Move on. No, there's no money. Too much competition. No, there's too many people selling that already. I think, hold tight. I haven't seen that one before. Let me have a look. No, there's no one selling it. Not enough competition. Is there demand? I don't know. Let's put it on shortlist. Let's look, for example. So that's very, very useful. And I'm now in a fortunate position to have that. But it doesn't mean to say that you can't have that as well. I'm in the process of getting a presentation together for a contact that I had. Me and Rob stumbled across this particular contact. I've used them a number of times for different clients that I've been working with. And it's the company called Eurosource. And my contact is Kathy. Now, I said to Kathy, give me a presentation on the company, what the company does. But they charge 10% on the order price. Between, I think it's between 5 and 15%, depending on what the order quantity is and depending on where the product is located. But it's basically hands off. So, Kathy, here's a picture. Go and find a supplier for that, please. I should go off and find various different suppliers and come back with all the information, all the photographs, all the pricing, all of the quotes, everything. When you look at it, you think, no, I'm not happy with that. Go and do some more research. And off she'll go and do some more research, and come back with all the information for you. You think, yeah, now we've got a product. I like the look of that one there. Who's the supplier? Oh, okay, right. Talk to them, get a lower price, find out about the packaging, find out about the MOQ, find out about this, that, and the other, and she'll come back with the information. Great, excellent. I want to buy it. Place the first trial order, 200. No problems. What I've been doing is paying. Sometimes I pay her, as in the company, her company, and they will pay local. So therefore, I haven't got to worry about it, so I can just pay in dollars. And if sometimes the supplier will say, can we get paid in RMB, the local currency in China? I can't do that. You can't do that, because it's only China to China. So we've got the benefit of doing that. Otherwise, if the supplier does take US dollars, I just PayPal or wire them over directly, or the client does, and it's great. And then they look after everything. They're on top of all of the ordering. They're monitoring and they're updating all the time. Process updates. They'll do the inspection for you as well, manage all of the shipping side of things. It's great. It's just for 10%. Now, a lot of people say 10%. No thanks. I'll do it myself. That's fine. And do it yourself. A lot of people are saying, well, I'm too busy. 10% to me is a no-brainer. Yeah, because that means I can get on with other things. So depending on where you are in your business, I guess, is depending on how valuable that 10% is to you, with respect to the order. But if you're looking at $1,000 worth of order, that's $100. Is that worth it? All the running around, all of the time, all of the stress, going backwards and forwards with your Chinese supplier. And she said, Kathy, not happy, go. Get her on Skype. She talks quite good English, actually. So she understands very well. So I normally just jump on a Skype, talk to her, and she just go off and do it. So I'm going to do a presentation on that probably next month now. But
nice,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, she's cool. So she's cool. So yeah, it does help having someone on the ground in China that can speak the language and as an intermediate, and then you can just give them the information. Then they can run around, and you haven't got to worry about it. So, and I've found that's working quite well. So anyway, I'm getting hungry because it's now 10:43 in the morning for me, and I know I need some breakfast. In fact, I've still got my sticky rice here, and I hadn't had a chance to eat it yet. So,
Oh, goodness.
Look. So, bucket. Hey, good go. So yeah, all right, guys. I hope that was a reasonable, helpful hangout for you. So
very nice.
We'll try and pick another product next week. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the categories, just go from the top to the bottom, and just work out what we can do. I'll actually run probably about 10 subcategories in ASINspector beforehand, and then we can take it from there. And if we do the try and pick a product on a Sunday, that's cool for me. I don't mind. I'll say Rob's out, going to be traveling. I said to him, it's time difference now. Sunday hangout is now Monday morning. It's Monday morning for me. So he's got to get used to that time because we're going to be on the same time zone. And when we have the Saturday mornings, that's Saturday night for us. Yeah, and the Wednesday evening is Thursday mornings. Yeah. So he's got to get used to that. But I'm not sure he's too keen on what Saturday night. I've got to stay in Saturday night. You mean? I'm in Thailand and I've got to stay in and do a hangout on Saturday night. Yes.
I see that getting rescheduled very quickly.
Yeah, I do. So, but now we're open. So if he's not available, I'm available. If it's not convenient for everybody, let's change it. Let's move it around a bit. But as long as it's convenient for the majority of the people that want to join, that's cool with me. So, Matt, really appreciate you hanging out with me. So that was cool.
Yeah,
It's good to have someone to talk to. So, and let's and same with yourself, Angelique. Thank you very much. It was always good to see some faces down in front here. So, right, I'll let you go and have the rest of the Sunday evening with your family and doing whatever you're going to do. So,
all righty, thanks, Paul. We'll talk to you later, man.
Absolutely. Take care, guys. Cheers. Bye now.